On my very first day in the new neighborhood, I got sued. My new neighbor Brenda went hysterical, publicly accusing my son of assaulting her 18-year-old daughter. That pervert Buddy ruined Tiffany. This trash must have been raised by wolves. He deserves the death penalty. Even her daughter cried out in accusation. Buddy tried to choke me, forced me to take off my clothes. I was so scared. Instantly, the entire crowd erupted in fury. The jury roared, "We can't let that monster Buddy walk free." Just then, the judge summoned my son to the stand. The room froze. Brenda screamed at me, "Is your cowardly son too scared to show his face? He must get the death penalty and 2 million in damages for emotional distress." She glared at me, her eyes blazing with hatred, as if she could devour me alive. My daughter Tiffany stood nearby, sobbing dramatically, her eyes filled with terror, but I only stared coldly at this mother and daughter. Find the real killer. Don't pin this on my son. Truthfully, Brenda had been unusually friendly when we first moved in, but that very night, she stormed my door with her disheveled daughter, pounding furiously. They were convinced my son was the killer and wouldn't let it go. They demanded 1 million in compensation and even pressured my son to marry Tiffany. I flatly refused these unreasonable demands. Unexpectedly, they immediately took me to court. In court, Brenda flew into a rage when I refused to plead guilty. She ripped open her daughter's coat, revealing bruises covering her body. "Look at these injuries, all caused by your beast of a son." Tiffany trembled as she looked at me, tears streaming down her face. Yet, as the mother of the abuser, I remained utterly cold and indifferent. This completely stirred up a hornet's nest. The jury pointed at me, shouting, "Shame on you! Like father, like son." Tiffany wept even more desperately, even banging her head wildly. Brenda's heart ached, pointing at me and demanding, "You have children too! How can you be so cold-hearted?" I simply sneered back. My son is being slandered, why shouldn't I defend him? In their eyes, I had utterly lost my conscience. Just as the court descended into chaos, the judge banged his gavel. "Silence. Both sides, present your evidence." The moment he spoke, the opposing lawyer sprang to his feet, his gaze sharp. "Your Honor, we possess irrefutable proof sufficient to convict Buddy." The lawyer motioned for Tiffany to recount the events. She took a deep breath, her voice trembling. "At 10 p.m. that night, I was walking up the stairs home. Just as I reached the 26th floor, someone suddenly covered my mouth from behind. Buddy was incredibly strong. He dragged me straight to the rooftop and threatened to play with me." I raised an eyebrow, pressing further. "How can you be certain it was my son?" Tiffany met my gaze, fighting back sobs. "I am absolutely certain. I saw his face clearly." Then, she described the scene vividly. "He choked me, threatening to strangle me if I resisted. I was terrified and had no choice but to submit." At this point, she clutched her shirt, hem, sobbing until she nearly choked. The entire audience expressed deep sympathy, except me. I saw through this deception. I exposed her publicly. "Tiffany, you are lying!" She instantly lost control, screaming back, "Lying? Why would I fabricate a story about my virginity? Why are you so cruel?" To win sympathy, she frantically tore at her clothes, revealing more horrifying bruises. The lawyer quickly embraced the collapsing Tiffany, sternly rebuking, "How dare you frame the victim? These injuries are irrefutable proof. This is secondary victimization." I stared coldly at the indignant lawyer, enunciating each word. If she had truly seen my son, she would never utter such absurd claims. In fact, on moving day, the only child Brenda and her daughter saw was me. My son Buddy had never once appeared before them. Not even once. Had they truly seen my son, they would understand just how preposterous this accusation truly is.